Imagine you're in a room with millions of dollars on the table, but you're not content with just counting this money. What if I showed you how the world's richest people don't just view their money as accumulated wealth, but how each dollar is strategically managed? Today, we'll explore step by step how Donald Trump and Jeff Bezos manage their money and turn it into billions of dollars. Donald Trump built his fortune in the worlds of construction, real estate, and investment. But his difference lies not only in having money, but also in knowing how to use it. Trump's investment mindset begins with understanding the fine line between risk and opportunity. Consider, for example, Trump Tower in Manhattan. It's not just a building, it's a strategic investment. Trump invested millions of dollars in this project, but his profits didn't come solely from rental income. This building strengthened his brand and future business deals. So for Trump, money is a tool that creates more opportunity. Another Trump strategy is the use of debt. Yes, you heard that right. Debt, but not just any debt. Controlled debt at the right time for the right project. While this strategy may seem high risk, when managed correctly, it's one of the fastest ways to multiply your wealth. Trump has faced the risk of bankruptcy many times, but it has turned around as one of his strategic moves. Bezos money management strategies. Jeff Bezos revolutionized the world of technology and logistics. At the start of Amazon, Bezos invested his wealth in his own vision. So, how did Bezos channel the money? The first step, innovative investments. Bezos built Amazon not just as an e-commerce site, but as a technology and logistics giant. The key here is to use the money for long-term growth and technology development, not just short-term profit. Services like Amazon Prime and AWS required large initial investments, but became key factors in multiplying his wealth over the long term. Step 2. Data-driven decisions. Bezos bases every investment on data and analysis. An idea or project is invested in not simply because it's popular, but because it's backed by data. This approach allows him to manage his money more securely and effectively. Step 3. Risk management. In Bezos' strategy, risk isn't a scary concept, it's a controlled tool. Large investments carry high risks, but when planned correctly, they can multiply returns. For example, Amazon's AWS cloud services were initially perceived as risky by many. Today, this business is one of the most important areas that has multiplied Bezos' wealth. When we compare the strategies of Trump and Bezos, several common points stand out. 1. Using money as a tool. Both names use money to create more opportunities rather than just saving it. 2. Courage to take risks. Trump took risks in projects that grew with debt, while Bezos took risks in technology investments. 3. Long-term vision. Instead of short-term gain, they grew their wealth with a long-term strategy. Their differences are as follows. While Trump focuses more on physical investments and brands, Bezos favors technology and data-driven investments. One employs traditional wealth management, while the other creates new areas through innovation and data-driven strategies. Trump and Bezos money management is not just theory, it is full of concrete examples. Trump, casino investments in Atlantic City are a prime example of high risk but high reward. Some have resulted in bankruptcy, while others have yielded substantial profits. The lesson here, managing money isn't always about taking the safe path. Taking strategic risks is the path to success. Bezos, Blue Origin investment, a long-term dream and a high-cost project. But for Bezos, this investment isn't just measured in money. It's about vision and future strategy.
Investment tools and wealth multiplication tactics, the tools Trump and Bezos use in wealth management, are much more strategic and sophisticated than ordinary people think. Trump's tools, real estate investments. Trump isn't content with simply purchasing buildings. Every investment is based on market analysis, location advantage, and long-term potential. For example, purchasing an office building in Manhattan isn't just about generating rental income, but also about building brand value and negotiating power. Brand licensing. The Trump name is one of the most powerful monetization tools. The Trump label on hotels, golf courses, and products generates additional revenue. This is another way to grow wealth, converting the value of your own name into cash. Debt strategy. Trump's debt management sets him apart. He invests in large projects by taking on controlled debt. While this may seem risky, it can yield high returns when managed correctly. Bezos' tools, technology investments, Amazon's infrastructure, logistics system, and technology services like Oz are the fundamental tools that have multiplied Bezos' wealth. The key here is that every investment is made with a long-term vision. Future vision. Bezos plans his investments based not only on today's earnings, but also on future potential. For example, cloud services and space investments may be costly in the short term, but create added value in the long term. Data analysis. Every investment is supported by data and analysis, minimizing risks and increasing the likelihood of success. Multiplying your wealth isn't just about money. Mental strategy and psychology also play a significant role. Trump, he exhibits a bold, aggressive, and decisive approach. He manages risks and quickly seizes market opportunities. His mental strategy is not to be afraid to take bold steps. For example, Trump has maintained some of his investments even during economic crises and has multiplied his profits post-crisis. Bezos, patient, analytical, and visionary. Bezos isn't afraid of short-term losses. He focuses on long-term success. Every decision is based on data and logic. Projects like Oz and Prime, while initially risking losses, are now generating billions of dollars through patience and strategy. Concrete lessons and applicable strategies. 1. Viewing money as a tool, using it to grow and create opportunities, rather than simply accumulating it. 2. Taking risks. Controlled and strategic risks are the key to growing wealth. However, unplanned risks can be detrimental. This is where the difference between Trump and Bezos emerges. 3. Thinking long-term. Short-term gains may be attractive, but true wealth is created through long-term strategy. Trump buying a building in the heart of New York was a huge risk. But with strategic planning and negotiating skills, the investment strengthened Trump's wealth and brand. The lesson: don't be afraid of risk, but calculate every move. Bezos, Amazon's Prime service, was initially seen as a costly investment. Bezos invested patiently, and today, Prime has become a vehicle that has attracted millions of customers and transformed Amazon into a massive company. The lesson: be patient and trust your vision. These stories and strategies show us that wealth isn't just a matter of luck. With strategy, patience, risk management, and the right tools, wealth creation is possible. By applying these principles, Trump and Bezos have channeled not only their money, but also the power to change the world. Now, the most important point to understand while watching this video is this: wealth isn't just a matter of luck. Strategy, patience, risk management, and using the right tools are the real paths to wealth creation. Trump and Bezos don't just manage their money. They also manage the power to change the world. If you can understand their methods and apply them to your own life, you too can take a big step toward financial freedom and control. Remember, learning to manage money rather than chasing it will lead you to true wealth. The steps you take today will shape the wealth and opportunities of tomorrow. And finally, Trump and Bezos' secrets don't end there. But there's a difference. They grow their wealth as they learn, while when you start learning, you begin to shape your own future.